Hi all, this is Dr. J streaming live from, you guessed it, Long Island, New York, where the weather is chilly but nice. It's above 32 degrees today, so I'm not going to complain. Tomorrow it's supposed to be even warmer. So the trend is your friend. The thermometer trend in the temperature is up. The trend in the stock market is up. The trend in my profits in the stock market is up. All good things. So hope you guys are enjoying the market these days, making money. Come back from the depths of despair just a little while ago. It seems that Wall Street analysts were doom and gloom, and now they're not so doom and gloom, at least most of them. I was saying all along, for the most part, new highs, sis boom ba, blow off top. Before it all ends, we're going to have fireworks display. I'm going back to my extreme optimism that I've been exhibiting for most of the months that you've been following me. Today was no exception. It was almost boring going up, 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 up. But going up is never really boring. It could be, okay, we only went up 100 points today. I mean, no big deal. We didn't go up at 1100 like we did on December the 26th. By the way, that's an interesting date, December 26th. Not only is it the day after Christmas, but it happens to be the day that AMD bottomed out. Applied Micro Devices is, I think, a very interesting buy at this juncture. I was requested by one of the viewers to chart it, which I did. I like it. I was also requested to chart Carvana, the online car company. I don't like the chart one bit, although it's playable for a swing trade. We'll talk about that later. What else? I was requested to chart Neptune Wellness, a tiny, small marijuana company that is into, cannabis oil, that kind of stuff. And they have a multi-year agreement to supply Canopy Growth with that kind of stuff. So I kind of like Neptune. It's an interesting play from fundamental point of view, and the chart also looks good. We'll look at Neptune. Time permitting, we'll look at a bunch of others, including the Dow Jones Industrial Averages, Amazon.com, Apple, NVIDIA. What did we look at the other day? XXii, 22nd Century Group, another little marijuana play. And what else? And it's more than that. It's more of a cigarette cessation play. And what else did I chart? I don't know. We'll look at it together, and we'll see how much time we can spend, because Dr. J is kind of tired. I've been up since 7. Went to the gym from 9:30 till 11. Ran home for a little while, changed, and met a friend for lunch. And that lunch took about 2 hours. And then I met up with another friend and hung around. It was a hang around type day. So this is what happens when you retire. Time goes by very quickly. You don't have time to do anything, and yet you've done nothing. In any event, I seem to be more busy in retirement than I was when I was working full time. And maybe part of it is doing this vlog. It's time consuming. It's time consuming preparing the charts, thinking about what I'm going to say, publicizing it afterwards. And you guys have been very helpful lately. Some of you in particular. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to, I forget who else was helping me. Whoever was really pitching in, helping me build this vlog, I very much appreciate it. And lately the numbers are reflective of that. The viewership is growing. I thank you. The numbers subscribed is increasing at a more rapid rate. I've only been doing this since the end of May, so that's June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. About 8.5 months. Started with virtually 0 viewers. We have about 650, something like that. And at the beginning, I really didn't even ask for viewers. I didn't realize you're supposed to be politely asked for subscribers. So let me remind you to please subscribe. It's good for Dr. J, but it's also good for you because you get notified when I post a vlog, a new vlog. I have vlogs not only on daily market wrap, but also on technical analysis. I even have vlogs on Qigong. Anyway, let's get to the video charts. What do you say? And do your own due diligence. My opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. Were you watching any of the Knick game, local Long Island, for my fellow Long Islanders? I try to watch the Knicks, but they can't seem to hang in there. Well, they're playing a good team tonight, the Sixers. Don't know how they wound up. They were playing them tight for a while. I suspect that didn't last too long, although I don't know. Maybe for all I know, they won or they're winning. So I'm sharing screen. It's pretty tough being a New Yorker these days. The teams, especially if you're a basketball fan, the Nets are doing okay. All right, so let's take a look. The Nets need Dr. Julius Erving. They need Dr. J. That's what they need. Instead of going from left to right, let's be different. We'll go from right to left. Beginning with Neptune. Neptune Wellness Solutions, a tiny little marijuana play. They're changing from wholesome health type foods to marijuana type products. So they're doing a transition. Let's take a look at the chart. They have a multi-year agreement with Canopy Growth to supply them with cannabinoid oil capsules. I think that's the agreement, and other products. So that right away makes me like them a little bit more than I would otherwise. They've been in a downtrend until the stock has been in a downtrend until 1224, pretty much with the rest of the market, and came back pretty much with the rest of the market, except for this dip here, but came back again to its upper trend, well, to what is now resistance at about 377. And I put support right here at about what's the low of this candle? 335. So 335 to 377, 40-cent range, I think, is the trading range, correct trading range here. It had been in a very nice uptrend, making a high on 9/19 of 514. What do I think is happening here? Well, I think the support is right here, like we said, And I think it's coming to a triangle, to the end of a triangle. So it's going to break either to the either north or south. So we could just wait for the breakout and follow whatever it does, which is probably the safest thing to do, or take a shot that it breaks to the upside. I think it's more likely to make an assault on 375 than it would be to make an assault on 335. So if you want to take a shot at it right here with a target of about 370 and a stop of about 335, I think that's a fair play, something like that. 17 cents to the upside and 18 cents to the downside, assuming you get this price tomorrow of 353. Of course, my rule of thumb is if it's 353 now and it's down in after hours and I want to buy it, I'm going to wait. Try to get the after hours price or something close. So 347 after hours, I don't know if that's meaningful or not. But if I wanted to take a stab to the upside, I'd be looking to buy it lower and get a little value with respect to what I can make versus what I could lose. Basically, it's your call on this one. I kind of like the fundamentals, but I don't really know that much about the company to make a strong, to have a strong opinion based on fundamentals. And I really don't have that strong an opinion based on the chart. So call it a flip of a coin with a slight bias to the upside, in my mind. AMD, though, I think is, which someone else asked me to chart, is definitely a buy. Every time it hits its lower trend line, it seems to rebound. And I think it's as the triangle narrows, I think it will certainly hit the upper end again at about 25.65. So I see about a 3-point move to the upside. Downside risk is minimal. You could just put it in at I don't know. I would put it in very tight stop, maybe right around the low 22.25, something like that. So 22.25 for a stop, which is just 60 cents to the downside versus $3 to the upside or close to that. I think it's worth a play. I mean, it certainly bottomed, like I said earlier, the day after Christmas, and has done nothing but go up since then, except for one little pullback here. So I very much like AMD from the charts. I know it was doing very well and until the market collapsed, and it collapsed with the rest of the market. So I think the market is doing better than AMD in its recovery from 16 to 22. Actually, that's not a bad recovery. 16 to 23 is pretty good recovery. I like AMD. What can I tell you? It looks like it's going to break to the upside when it breaks out of here too. So it could be either a swing trade or a long-term hold. I think it's value here. More value on the 26, but you can't go backwards, can you? Carvana. I'd like to put in an order for the price of AMD on December 26, please. Try it out with your broker, see what happens. Okay, Carvana is the online used car dealer, and it made a very nice high of 72 bucks and has been going down ever since. It's in a very steep negative trend line. Tried to come through it, finally went above the 50-day briefly only to go down again, only to launch another rally attempt, only to pull back again. So Carvana, if you're going to play it, the play is buy at the open tomorrow and look for 40 bucks. Hope it retests the resistance, the high that it made on 125. And of course, your stop loss would be 30 bucks. So you buy at 33, looking for 40, stop loss of 30. You can lose like less than 10%. You can gain about 30%. It's an interesting play. I'm not sure I love it, but that's something, if you like this company, you could do. The chart itself is not good, but playing it short, if that's what you want to do, I think is risky. I don't like shorts, but this one could be risky right now, based on this big green candle that it turned in 2 days ago. I think it might have pulled back as far as it's going to pull back and just go up from here. So I think it's got some legs, especially if the market continues to do well. I think you can see 39.50, 40, or maybe even more. So it's a short-term buy. It's probably a long-term hold. That's how I assess it. But then again, I don't know the fundamentals at all. I don't know what's going on. I suppose they're not doing well based on this chart. So, I mean, it might be worthwhile looking at the fundamentals in this case. But if you want to do a swing trade on this, yeah, it looks like it might be worth the shot. Let me know how you do if you do go into that. NVIDIA, we looked at that yesterday, and we kind of liked the chart on NVIDIA. How did it do today? Well, it was up 1%, but I don't think the market was up much less than that. So it basically went up with the market. But notice it did go above its descending trend line. Did not close above, but it went above. It put in gravestone doji, which I don't like. So maybe we get a little pullback tomorrow. I hope not, but it's possible. Apple, how did Apple do? Apple was up 20 pennies. That closed February 8th. That don't sound right. What's with this? What's with Yahoo? All right, so it was down 71 pennies to 170.18. It's still hovering around the middle of its channel. It's basically a neutral day. Didn't do anything to speak of. I'm not impressed one way or the other. I'm still holding my Apple. So my position is to hold. If you're long, maybe not add, but hold. Some people have been asking me, should I swap out into something like an Amazon? I don't think so. I think it's worth holding this. We're in a nice uptrend, although it's a slow-moving uptrend. At any time, Apple could accelerate and just take off 10 points, 5 points. Tandem, this is one that I said buy in around 44 bucks if it gets there. Well, it got there, and Dr. J, where was Dr. J? Dr. J wasn't paying attention. Dr. J wasn't home, ready to pounce. I told you guys to pounce, and look what happened. If you pounced in the $44 range, what was the low? $42.50. I meant the $42 range. You would have come out looking really good today with a close at $46.50. Tandem, I think, is got the potential to be, I don't like to call stocks this, but it has the potential to be a beast. It's been a phenomenal performer. I do think it's going to go through this upper trend line and take out the 9, 10 high of 52, 55. So it's still a buy on any pullback, in my opinion. XXII is one of the few things I've done right. Of course, I did it wrong initially. I told you the story yesterday how I thought I owned X number of shares in the 220s, and I couldn't figure out where they were. I lost them. I lost my shares. But I bought the other day. I bought back at like 235, I think. I think it was up today. Why does it keep giving me old charts? XXII up 7 pennies to 252, and a close above support. Close below the high of the day before, however, did not make a new high. It closed equal. The high of the day was equal to the high of the day before, which is okay. It's a doji, but it's okay. It had an okay day today, closing right at the 50-day moving average. I expect a continuation to the upside on XXII. Amazon.com. I'm just going to update this because I know it's going to give me the wrong chart. I know it's going to give me an old chart. Well, I'll be happy if it gives me any chart at this rate. Loading interactive chart at close February 12th. I had a feeling. I wish it were up 47 points today, but it was only up $1.99. And in after hours gave it all back. I don't know what that means. I don't usually pay much attention to after hours unless there's a lot of volume and so on. So Amazon turned in this little green candle. It opened lower than it opened. I don't know. The chart looks strange here. It's showing a gain of 1.99, but it looks like more than that based on the chart. This is 211. The chart is not correct for Amazon. Can I try? Let me try one more time, refreshing it. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe we'll get it this time. We're not getting it. I don't know what happened. We're getting, the last day that we're getting is February 11th. Last I looked, it's February 13th. Let me just say that it was a yawn, do nothing day for Amazon. And hopefully tomorrow it'll be up another 50 points. Dr. J is getting impatient. We've been holding this a long time. But I'm way up, but I've been holding it a long time. Dow Jones Industrial Averages. It's not up 328. It was up 100 points. I don't know what's wrong. I want to just click this Dow Jones. Maybe that'll be the answer. That looks like the answer. No. Yeah, 117 points is correct. To 25,543, all good. A nice big green candle that is touching the trend line, all good. I think the Dow is just doing phenomenal. It fully retraced its downward move and more, and it's going to go after the key high here on 12/3 of 25,980. I hope we take that out real soon. I hope we take it out Friday. That would be my my ideal. If it takes it out this week, 400 points in the next 2 days, I would love it. It could happen. I think that we're in the beginnings of the beginnings of the end of the bull market, which should be somewhat spectacular. So I'm looking for fireworks to the upside, a melt up to the upside. I mean, I've been extremely optimistic from the time you know me. And I've been saying this from the time you know me, when the Dow was having a tough time making a yearly high. When the other indices already had made a yearly high. So I've been a Dow supporter, a Dow rooter for a while. And I think we're going to have a spectacular finish, not only in the Dow, but in the NASDAQ and the S&P, especially in the small caps. I think this year, for a good portion of this year at least, where the small caps will outperform the mid caps and the large caps. And even the penny stocks, if you're a very good picker, you could probably make a lot of money with some of the penny stocks. The marijuana stock should be good. The biotech should be good. All the small cap stocks that have been sold off or neglected should come roaring back. I think there's money to be made in the cheapo stocks. I think when what's the old story? When your mailman gives you a tip, it's time to sell. I think your mailman is going to give you tips very soon. Now, I don't want to denigrate mailmen. I really think highly of postal employees and my mailman in particular. My mailman happens to be a mail lady and a wonderful person, and I don't want to get into trouble with her. So in any event, that's just, an old Wall Street story about the mailman, not my story. I'm just repeating it. Getting into trouble by repeating it. In any event, let's change this subject. I like the Dow. I like the market. Dr. J is bullish on the Dow. Dr. J is bullish on biotech. Dr. J is bullish on pot stocks. Dr. J is bullish on technology. Dr. J is bullish on just about every sector in the market, especially the small caps. And Dr. J is bullish on America. Dr. J is going to say goodnight now, and a special fond regards to my mailman lady and any other mailman who happens to be following me. I would love to hear from the mailman in particular with their stocks, and I would love to chart them. So I have total respect for everybody. I don't care what their profession is. I was just using it as a well-known story. I am sorry I brought it up. I don't know, it's bothering me about the mailman. I love mailmen. This has been Dr. J, tired Dr. J, who made a boo-boo. I'm feeling a little contrite about that. Anyway, I'm feeling very strong about the market, however. And if you have any stocks for me to chart, please write them in comments. I enjoy doing it. I'm happy to do it. And I love all you guys. And thanks for following me. And I want to say at this point, please subscribe if you're to the channel, if you haven't already. Share the link, write the comments, give me a thumbs up. Shalom, sayonara, hasta luego, au revoir, arrivederci, ciao. Night all.